Welcome back to the American Family Survival Network. I'm your host, Jeffrey Snipes. We have another excellent article from the United States Concealed Carry Association, our premier affiliate. And this one is written by, folks, this is all prompter free. So this is by Rick Sapp. This is the summer job. In Miami, Florida, on March 10th this year, Gwendolyn Jenrette, a 54-year-old property owner who lives south of 79th Street near I-95, shot and killed a burglar. The burglar, an unarmed 17-year-old teenager named Trevon, quote-unquote Slick Johnson, lived nearby in Liberty City, a high-crime neighborhood in a high-crime city. Johnson had been arrested earlier this year, although the charge was not disclosed because he was a juvenile. Apparently, the homeowner's surveillance system alerted her to the break-in, and she rushed home. She observed a subject leaving the home through the rear, said Police Detective Dan Farron. A confrontation ensued and shots were fired. Police said they responded on scene seconds after the shooting and gave CPR to the teen. Johnson was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The homeowner was taken to a police station for questioning. She's a person that is a little distraught because this is her home that somebody obviously was in, Farron said. At last report, investigators were still sorting out the facts, but wanted the public to remember that if possible, it's best to not take these types of situations into your own hands. If there's any type of situation that happens, or they believe there's a burglary at the home, or any type of confrontation, dial 911. Have the police make that confrontation, Farron said. That's what we're here for. The homeowner said her home, a low-slung duplex beside the railroad tracks, had been broken into several times before and no one ever was apprehended. In the old days, it was presumed that lethal force in defensive property was not permissible. Times have changed. Florida has one of the finest set of statutes on concealed carry and home self-defense of any state in the U.S. Check for your state's reciprocity agreement with the Sunshine State, and if possible, apply for your permit from Florida prior to Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2017. Through freshfromflorida.com, divisions-offices/licensing/concealed-weapon-license. In Liberty City, an inner city Miami neighborhood afflicted with poor school attendance and above average incidence of drug use, high birth rates, high unemployment, and high crime rates, a 17-year-old was shot to death this year as he burglarized a home. The young man's relatives were angry that he was shot and killed. They said you have to look at it from his point of view. Where else was he going to have money to buy clothes to go to school? This sense of ridiculous outrage and entitlement makes us wonder whether America is broken beyond the point of no return. The case has been handed over to state attorney's office, but so far no charges have been filed against her. Johnson's relatives said they don't believe Johnson actually stole anything from the home, and they are angry the teenager was shot and killed by the homeowner, who police say was protecting her property. Nisha Johnson, Trevon's sister, said the young man was a student at D.A. Dorsey Technical College, a block from the spot he was shot. What's wrong with her? She did not have to shoot him. It's no reason she should have waited until I think he walked out the yard to try to shoot him. If she called the police already, why would she shoot him? I don't care if she have her gun license or any of that. That is way beyond the law, way beyond, said Johnson's cousin, Nautica Harris. He was not supposed to die like this. He had a future ahead of him. Trevon had goals. He was a funny guy, very big on education, loved learning. You have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood, said Harris. You have to understand. How he going to get his money to have clothes to go to school? You have to look at it from his point of view. So this is a difficult case, and for Miss Jenrette, it is not over indeed. Shooting and killing someone may never in a sense be over. Whether she had called the police prior to rushing home and searching for the burglar, or whether her alarm system notified them, is still not fully reported. Florida law. A person is justified in using or threatening to use deadly force if he or she reasonably believes that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another, or to prevent the imminent commission of a forcible felony. A person who uses or threatens to use deadly force in accordance with this subsection does not have a duty to retreat and has the right to stand his or her ground if the person using or threatening to use the deadly force is not engaged in a criminal activity and is in a place where he or she has a right to be. Florida law goes beyond the stand your ground law, which became the focal point in 2012 in the 2012 shooting of another 17-year-old Trevon Martin in Sanford. In Florida, anybody who unlawfully and by force enters or attempts to enter a person's dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle is presumed to be doing so with the intent to commit an unlawful act involving force or violence. That means that homeowners are presumed to have reasonable fear of imminent peril of death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another whenever someone unlawfully and forcefully enters their house, essentially giving homeowners broad license to shoot. Florida law also provides homeowners who shoot intruders with sweeping protections against civil lawsuits, meaning Johnson's family is unlikely to receive a wrongful death settlement. Folks, please visit the USCCA website through the link provided in the bottom of this video, just down in the bottom of the description, to become a member of the USCCA if you're not already, so that you can be armed with not only a great amount of education, but also the best and brightest minds in the business when it comes to helping you protect and safeguard your family and to be a responsible gun owner. And please remember to go to the AmericanFamilySurvivalStore.com for all your family's emergency and survival needs. Hope for the worst. Plan for the worst, but hope for the best. Or hope for the best, plan for the worst. And as always, please remember to protect and safeguard your family. Fear not, and God bless. Thank you so much. Have a great day.